Almost there. Yay, I believe we made it. Welcome back, and bear with me through this and a couple more weeks. And I think I'll have found a steady flow that I can output, but times are as they are. I I have a feeling that I'll get there. So if anybody's been politely waiting on my nonsense, then I thank you. The art from messages from in between this week is an homage to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Thus, the bubbling concoction in a test tube that I thought conveyed more science than perhaps a cappuccino might have conveyed. It was interesting to think, what would a Mr. Hyde version of Lance be or look like, and kind of got more of these liony, wild features. But also, I wanted him to be dapper. Like, I needed him to be dapper. I needed the Victorian street behind him. I guess, kind of feels like a YA novel cover, meant in only the most loving of the genres and ways. Yeah, I struggled for a moment because I was like, how am I going to make him like evil looking? What do I want? Which way am I going with this? And and sort of emerged, and I judged it less. And in a way, I was going through their metaphorical journey of integration, things that we hide away, which leads us to the message part of the message from in between this week. Oh, by the way, welcome to Psychic Sleep. I've got to figure out sort of an intro to be like, hey, I've never heard any of this before. What's going on? Guided meditation and lots of love, lots of hope. Hope this contributes to whomever comes across it, whenever they come across it. I would like I would like this creative expression to be ultimately helpful. And so yeah, we'll do a little art, write a little thing, then we do some exercises, some dream yoga exercises, one could say, or mind state altering. There we go. Don't want to overpromise. But yeah, so here's the message from seemed to float through the ethers this week, titled Intrusive Identities. Don't confuse what is being churned up with your identity. Remember, dishwater gets gross and grosser as everything gets cleaned. Similarly, yoga also churns up the sedimentary mulch of the unconscious mind, mulch made from shredded bits of karmic impressions that have fallen through the memory sieve, as it helps grow the seeds of action. The weeds of intrusive and malformed thoughts are to be expected. Mm. Any inner work effort will naturally increase reactivity levels. It churns up the funk that is settled in order to clean deeper and show us our triggers. The practices of yoga aim to harmonize the practitioner as we shed light on contributing factors. Harmony with what? Well, that's ultimately up to you, isn't it? How about harmonizing your inner and outer worlds? Vent the pressures you know have been building up. Do something other than self sabotage. Keeping your mantra in mind all day helps to keep Mr. Hyde at bay. Or you could try acceptance and reintegration when you're ready for a fuller relationship with yourself. This week's 3 card draw is the Nine of Swords reversed, 20, Judgment, and the 10 of Chalices reversed, inviting us to consider emotional flip flopping, past life stuff. There's what you want and what you've got. This session of Psychic Sleep Yoga Nidra will be touching on themes of showing up, saboteurs, and bubbly brews. And in honor of showing up, let's get to the good stuff. The name of the game is relaxation. Start to let the breath become smoother and deeper. Let any tensions tightly held begin to unclench, like opening up a fist back into 2 relaxed hands, or more, depending on how many arms you've got, or less. Either way, we're just talking about imagining letting the stress go, applying visual aid to our inner resolution. Relaxing into the pleasurable sensations of the breath. Perhaps you'd like to take a moment to notice which parts of you were willing to participate in letting go and relaxation, and which parts were resistant. Something as simple as like one shoulder couldn't get on board, or one this led to that. However, it shows up as a brighter or dimmer spot, or just a general feeling of unwillingness. And so we can encourage those parts, reminding us that we're safe and you're in control of what goes on in the mindscape. So if at any point relaxation gets to be too much, I'm not saying that ironically or sarcastically, rather, uh, you can simply just chill, stop, open your eyes if they've been closed, take a breath, disengage. Because sometimes we relax and lets a tightly packed lid pop open. That's okay. Ultimately, we're headed back to a state of balance, one that can vent steam, release pressure, adjust, adapt. The word honor is coming through. This partnership that we have with our vessel. So we're going to go a little deeper into these releasing, relaxing, letting go imagery and metaphor. This came through tonight, so I'm excited for us to practice it together. And so, in your mind, look at your body and imagine that worries move through the body like fuzzy little gray lights, or any color that you and your subconscious mind feel is more appropriate. Those lights, take a breath in and imagine a balloon inflating, and then hold the breath and tie one of those worries on a string to the balloon. And as you exhale, you look up and watch that worry be lifted up higher and higher. And each subsequent worry or bother, either imagined or intended, gets tied to the breath balloon. Inhale, you inflate. Hold it. Tie it to the little gray, glowy ball that represents any one of your money woes, were you to have them. And that Say just for the moment it is attached to worry about rent. Well, for a moment, tie it to a balloon. Imagine it floating away. Eventually, you'll have tied enough that it starts to look like stars, constellations. And if you would like another level of engagement, you can take 27 breaths, counting them backwards as you release the visualized balloon tied to the visualized worry floating up and away. And you could end up with 27 lights, or maybe like illuminated dandelion fluff, there are as many as you can comfortably get to, wrangling these worries, sending them up to the skies, tied to a balloon made from the breath, tied on a hole, released on an exhale. If you're counting, and if you're not counting, if you get lost, start the practice over. Start your count over at 27. Start with another balloon. Tie another worry. Let it fly. I'll let you know when the time has passed. Where are you? Where's your practice? Inhaling, inflating a balloon, holding the breath and tying it to a glowing representation of some worry or stress that you may have, and then on the exhale, releasing that to go join the others far above you. And whether you finished your count or not, imagining time speeds up and you release many, many more balloons tied to worries that are glowing up above you. And watch for a moment the entire swarm of lights and balloons becoming like a drone show, lights dancing in the sky as above. Watch your worries dance in the skies above, allowing that to change, provide the potential energy to make a change. And before long, the drones are going to make the floating, glowing lights pictures, images, messages from other parts of your mind. And that may be conveyed in a feeling as you watch, or even a message spelled out. And without overinflating their importance, consider those images and what they might mean. What was the message you wanted to send yourself? What does it feel like to have these collected worries outside of you rather than inside? How good might that feel? Knowing we're not going to forget anything important that we need to do. What if, for a moment, we let ourselves be worry free, floating? How close are you to the lights? How far away? And were you to scan the body again, are there any parts of you that feel like they have opened up in willingness? Willingness to harmonize the self, to work with the self, to listen to the messages of self without inflating importance and always looking for the crafty metaphor. Letting that go for a moment, letting all the effort go, allow yourself to do nothing and just be for a moment. It is not your job anymore to stop the thoughts, to change the thoughts, to judge the thoughts, to indulge the thoughts. All you got to do is relax and watch. Try not to get caught up too deep in any of the storms as they pass. Allowing your higher self to guide you to this feeling of interconnectedness and resourcefulness. So just let the thoughts come, let the thoughts go. Where are you? Where's your practice? and letting that go too. Now is an opportune moment to make a wish or set an intention to chant one sankalpa mantra. Maybe say something loving and encouraging to yourself before letting the state completely go. Letting all that go, finding your way back to your breath, the sensation of the nostrils of cool air coming in, warm air going out, cool air rushing in down the spine, warmer air blazing back up the spine, inhabiting the body, following those sensations back into the body. If you left it back, yes, I said it again. I'll say it one more time, all the way back to your physical body in the right here and right now. And for those that are headed off into slumber, sweet dreams. Roll over, be safe. And for those that need to come back out of this for anything that they need to do afterwards, or just simply back out of this relaxed and focused state into a perhaps more functional one as you allow life to return to your limbs, aka wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers, rock the neck, maybe scrunch the face. I can't move my scalp, but if you can move your scalp, get that too, all the way up. Mentally pat yourself on the back for doing something good for yourself, and on the next breath cycle, roll over to your right. It's nicer to your heart. And push yourself back up to a seated position or whatever position tells the body we are transitioning into something else at this moment. Ariam Datsat, my friends. I want to say thank you so much. I hope this helps whenever and wherever you come across it. And we're gonna call it a night tonight. Oh, um, next week, next weekend is looking too busy to do this, so not going live again for 2 weeks is the plan. We'll see. I just wanted to put it out there before I forgot it. And eventually, the changes will all keep coming and get easier for all of us. Well, you need to go ramble and do other things. Hariom Tatsat, and blessings on your journey. I sincerely hope for us all to feel good, feel well, and be happy.